I don't choose. A gentleman hailing from a carefully shielded Impeca expansion. And as an example, we present an iris for demonstration. Following that, we press the audio button for recording and configuration. File format in WAV. From now on, now we have established
WAV și
from a distance, a single tone and a semitone. Make it easier by pressing the keyboard. And we would have recorded it in WAV audio format. Tones, what we want. We give the audio file a name. Let us proceed to create our gas test documentation. The document will be transferred to the USB keyboard stick. Subsequently, we will detach the stick from the keyboard. This procedure will be implemented at the high school level. Next, we shall transfer it to a dedicated folder that was specially created for this purpose. Furthermore, we must take note of the instrument's parameters as well. Specifically, reverb and chorus levels and bass frequencies are adjusted to 263 and 300 in the diff OLT respectively. Also, the volume is set at level 100. After I inserted the stick into the computer, we navigate to the audio record folder within the stick. Subfolder. As we mentioned in the comprehensive 26-page test, we proceed to duplicate it into another folder on the computer. I convinced myself to discuss a funding opportunity. Their enchanting melodies. Audio files meticulously extracted from the startup process.
acum în folderul ăsta melodii punem de exemplu
City.
folder vrem noi.
Again, I replicated it. How does this help you with grants? Here I am. Oh, that's it. Plus amplitude and melody. Now we start horizon footage, which I personally find surprisingly much easier to edit. Sampler. Due to the specific segments involved. We have to thoroughly check, considering Grand Suite will only allow 16-bit, 44.19 kilohertz, and I was really close to examining the sound card. Drunk driving to get past bit 44 of Rohetsky with determination. I have adjusted the first setting because this is fully compatible. Grand Suite. We also thoroughly check in TUDAV how to comprehensively write RISEA this year. To the sound card now in the folder that took me out of a browser. I think you're doing drag and drop. He significantly shortened his auto recording and further increased the mission's complexity. Now I'll meticulously check if I have the sound card properly set on 44. Presently, I'm in the process of getting that wolf out and about. The sound is audible now. I'll apply a blade to another blade, causing them to slice through. I'll edit the recorded sounds, clearly working within the head. Can you explain the function of the select button? Mai fac un alt lucru. Here's an audio track for you. Miho voi edita lui tragedii, said from there. Those who organize it are converting the work now. The crucial factor is the setting I configured at 1302 to assist with those bars of measurement. My task is to normalize, which is what needs to be done at the ISU. Following normalization, I'll proceed. We do this at each and every stage with meticulous care. It doesn't matter what they did in the beginning. Now we know how to cut from the beginning of the sample sound to the sampling. Debugging, we like it in any software the same. I'm having a tough time, so please provide us with Blaylock so I can cut it flawlessly along the line that's perhaps. Let's listen closely or slightly to the right, ensuring it precisely hits that bar. News. I've given him one of the four to assist me in creating the two squares. The sample length is relatively short regardless. The file size is a few hundred kilobytes, though it is sampled. In its original form, the flap is direct. Now we configure it and position it. Snap adjusts it to fit within 2 or 3 bars, and now adds a label to them. I attached one to make it more convenient for them. Shuffle if in alphabetical order CEUE2, but if it comes low will be the first and why he put a digit in front of him. And a pause, I did 1 CE2 because that's how it comes in the grand suite. It's not CC. One starts with what he flapped in the grand suite on the screen. The land concern. I'm just going to show you 2 or 3 samples. You basically do all of them on the spot. It's good to take notes. But it usually goes out with C2002 or E2G2, and you see a flap, yes, 1. You can't take a turn and take out more. He's going. Do recall that I also referred to the other 2, E2 or 2 from the third as G2 from the third sample. I fit it, I play with snap when I give it. When I press snap, that can look at you how I want there. But at the beginning of the sample, mi largesc, vreau etichetez acum. It's a way to arrange them. This one, 3 and G2. I'm easier with 123. I have to leave it as long as the musical note in the octave, respectively. Now let's save the project, because I will definitely be anointed in practice. I will certainly create a sample by right-click bounce and bonus clips in new sample. This option is definitely better. Just meditate to check it out. We can do whatever we want, and even through keys, but it is not necessary to put it now because Free does not see this note centering setting. So we're not wasting any more time with routing. Other programs can handle it, so we can edit now. We saved the project again and exported the signal. Because the program folder doesn't let you get to it, it's super protected. Sometimes it succeeds, but to be safe, we export it differently. You might say tam bar. I told it to test without mixing with other instruments. I told you it was also difficult to record sonnets R between the video capture program, and now each of these we export from here from the browser. So you can use any scale program, not only it is important to file it from clear. We exported 3 samples, namely 1, 2, and 3. There might be 12, 16, or more. How many would you like to create? Editing in Grand Suite. Here. Does it matter? If the files end up being 24-bit for free, you will not receive them. Please check and rerun them. It's best to have them prepared before processing in 16-bit. He connected the flap and moved it in and around generally, from the south to the right. We're looking for the folder. We provide musical examples on all regional keyboards. Let's take a few more over here. I did it once, and it didn't mention the recording. Trouble, and I did it again. So we have C1. Observe the two. We fitted to determine why they would hold on to the sample from the second to the next note, which means E flat on the subsequent note. And we're going to center the pitch of the filter on what Turok or more says both the volume and the filter we have to set the same. These two. So he leads from C10, D10, D10, or E flat. And we leave it like that, no longer shooting from the left side. I'll say later that I commented on it. That is when he enters the next sample. Here will come the continuation from the direct board, and from the right to the left we shrink it, so from me, it will hold up to Fa diez. Iar centram de la filter pune acum e do you. We look to the right where it's written in red what a rich man contains. Take note if it is chosen. And in volume 19 in the field is B. He'll jump to the left side and I'll just have to move with the extra arm. This is G2, which will endure until... I'm focusing on this one too. G2. In film, but also in volume. E. It's painstaking. It can be accomplished in one. We are currently conducting a test to observe if it maintains a state of nullification, since if it isn't centralized, it won't generate the full range either. I'm throwing you in the row sound. Now we're looking at impact. And where precisely did we examine in the fluctuation? What specific parameters and values are present there? After I uploaded all the samples up to 5 or 6 years, not like mine, but just a sample of 3, I possess something that enables us, thus allowing us to choose every sample. So we can establish a daughter volume on all the samples identically. Offspring. One can input 100, maintain the mono setting, or arrange it accordingly. And now, as illustrated earlier, we reviewed the numerical values inherent in the keyboard function. However, there are 8 units at the verb parameter and 2 units at the chorus parameter here. And it will definitely be established for all the various samples we select distinctly. We take this again, each individual sample being methodically chosen. Are you looking at the low frequency 268 or do you want 263? It's like it's there in the original Klappa. Furthermore, we're saving him. We save a format view and then we can edit acceleration so that it doesn't mix with others.
And that's about it. Salutare.